The first step in choosing a room air conditioner is measuring your space to calculate square feet. We'll cover a few simple geometric formulas to get you started. The formula used to calculate the square footage of a typical square or rectangular room is going to be the formula used for most rooms. As seen here, the formula is simple. If we have a room that measures 10 feet by 12 feet, our formula would look like this. Our next formula is to calculate the area of a triangle. This will be less commonly used, but might come in handy. So for the triangular space, our formula will look like this. An odd-shaped room will require a few extra calculations to get to the final square footage. The first step is to measure each wall and map that out as seen here. Next, we'll break this room into smaller pieces and calculate the square footage of each of those pieces. We'll calculate area A first. We know both walls are 15 feet each, so calculating this section is easy. Calculating B will require us to use the same formula. Both walls in this space measure 4.5 feet each, so the formula now looks like the following. The formula for C is similar, but requires us to have the calculation of the length times width. It also is important to note that the two legs or non-diagonal walls will be used to calculate this formula. So in this instance, the calculation looks like the following. Now that we've calculated the area of 3 pieces of our space, we're ready to add them up to get to our overall square footage of the room. Comparing our calculation to this chart, we can see that 290 square feet comes in at the high end of a 7,000 BTU unit. You'll not find a great selection of window air conditioners at the 7,000 BTU range, but we're very close to the 8,000 BTU range as well, and moving to that BTU range is justifiable in this case. To determine the most accurate BTU estimate, you should also consider these factors. Ceiling height. The above estimates assume you have traditional 8-foot ceilings. If your ceilings measure higher than 8 feet, you'll want to increase your BTU level. Sunlight. If your room or space is sunny during the day, increase your BTUs by 10%. Shade. If your room is shaded for most of the day, decrease your BTUs by 10%. Number of occupants. If more than 2 people will occupy your room or space regularly, you should add an additional 600 BTUs of cooling power for each person. Kitchen. If you're installing your window AC in a kitchen, increase the BTU level by 4,000. One of the most common mistakes in selecting a room air conditioning unit is the purchase of an underpowered unit that will not properly cool the room. With the proper measurements and calculations, you'll be able to determine the square footage of your room and make the wise choice for your next room AC.